Welcome back. In this episode, we're finally going to get around to visiting Moonrise Tower. But before we go, we're going to want to swap out some folks for our group. And we're interested in getting Wyll and Karlak in the group. So again, if you don't want to learn the layout of the camp, just open the shared chest box and click on the person you want to talk to.
Something in the air down here. It's like this place wants to be forgotten.
And we'll just replace
No room in your party. What should I do?
Lizelle.
Let's hop.
And we'll go talk to Wyll.
Shah's domain indeed. Despair and discarded memories lurking in every shadow.
And we'll have him join as well.
I'd love to join, but I don't think there's enough space for me to squeeze in.
And we'll have him take Shadowheart's place.
Ready and willing.
All right. With our group together, we're going to head to Moonrise. We're going to leave Starion in camp for now, but we'll need him shortly. So the reason we want Wyll and Karlak is right across this bridge. We're going to run into Mizora for the first time here.
Playtime's over, pet.
Oh, I love this time of year. The dickheads start popping up wherever you look.
What do you want, Mizora?
Drop the attitude and perk up your ears. You've got a new mission. Absolute's cult has gone and grabbed one of Zariel's assets. A devil. And a powerful one at that. They're locked up in the cult's fortress, Moonrise Towers. And you're getting him out.
Now, we've not actually met Mizora yet in this playthrough. Wyll spent the second day being dead, and so we haven't seen her show up, but she looks really different here because she's a projection rather than physically being here. So what we're going to say is, if the devil's so powerful, how did they manage to get captured? Because the devil she's actually talking about is herself. She's been captured, and this is just a funny way to try to get her to reveal that.
Well, your playmate's wasting precious time. Let's see about getting her priorities fixed. Ahem. Clause Z, Section 13. Should promised soul refuse obeyance or neglect duty, the pact holder shall cast the promised into Avernus as a lemure. I'll make it simple. Wyll fails or refuses, and he turns to a thick blob of stink flesh and sinks to Avernus. Now, be a good boy and play fetch, pup, or you'll spend an eternity sizzling in the hells.
Mizora's words may be flippant, but they are tinged with desperation. She cannot afford for Wyll to fail this mission. This may be your best chance to negotiate Wyll out of his pact.
And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to put it on a condition. So we'll take option 1.
Oh, and what condition is that?
Your mind links with Wyll's, drawn in by his increasing panic.
What are you doing?
And we'll just say to trust us.
Wyll relaxes, and your connection fades.
And we'll say that we'll do it if she releases Wyll.
Interesting. Now, why should I go letting my favorite pet off his leash?
And we've got an option for performance, we've got an option for history, and we've got an option for intimidation. So we're probably the best at performance or intimidation, and that's what we're going to go with. So we'll try the intimidation check. And we'll give ourselves Eagle Splendor and have Wyll give us guidance.
Incredible. You actually think you hold the winning hand? Fine. I'll play your game. But I amend the pact once the mission's done, not before. Clause F, Section 9. Soulbinder shall bestow reward or favor only upon soul bearer's fulfillment of related obligation. Now, to Moonrise, pet. And do mind the shadows. They've been especially hungry.
And they're going to want to talk, so let's follow up with them.
The more bullshit she pours, the more of it I'm forced to swallow. Mazora set me on fiends inside and outside the Hells. She's never ordered a rescue. Gods. She makes a mockery of everything the Blade stands for. Such an asshole.
Maybe you shouldn't have sworn a demonic pact. We'll say that she'll be gone soon enough.
Thank you for sticking your neck out for me. I mean it, but I'm not going to celebrate till I'm actually free. Can already feel her scheming. She won't let me go without a fuss. Trust me on this.
And we'll ask who the devil is.
Not a one. All that matters is that we free it. Fail, and I'm made a mindless blob clawing at demons on the front lines of the Blood War.
No, Wyll. Not you. I won't let that happen. Not ever.
We'll ask if it's no matter what.
Yes, unless Mazora actually fulfills her promise and sets me free. I always knew what my future held, and I know I chose right.
Okay, so we'll end the conversation there, and then we'll talk to Karlach.
God damn it! Why did it have to be Mazora? Why did it have to be Zariel? We're supposed to risk our necks to get one of her assets? What if it's a runaway like me? Or something far worse?
And we'll say that, could you live with it if we didn't?
Look, Will's happiness is my happiness. I'd sooner see myself a Lemia than him. But it's a bad idea to play games with the devil. You never win. Not ever.
And we'll run up to the front door, and the guards will talk to us, but they're not going to be hostile.
That's far enough.
His thoughts invade your own, probing for purchase. Your parasite purrs in recognition.
Ah, one blessed like myself. What news, true soul?
Well, we'll ask why he's on guard duty.
Who better to suss out his like?
You'll find Z'rell in the audience chamber, true soul. She'll be wanting to hear from you.
That's what I call an invitation. Let's find Z'rell and get this caravan moving.
And we'll leave.
There can be no doubt. This is the place. This is where we'll discover the secret of the Absolute.
All right, so
Another true soul.
for our playthrough, it is critical that we don't go into this throne room where Ketherick is for quite some time. So we can come up to it and even see kind of through the door if we turn our outlining that Ketherick's in here, and we do not want Ketherick to leave that room for a little bit. So we've got stuff that we want to accomplish before that happens. So we're going to come over here and we'll start by talking to Lantarv, and he's got some information for Karlak.
Well, Flo didn't tell a lie. She said you'd find me, and here you are. Karlak, isn't it?
Now there's a name I'd hope never to hear again. What was Flo doing here?
Didn't think to quiz her about her business.
We'll ask who Flo is.
Florenta the Garrotta. A Cambion I knew back in Avernus. She was the closest thing I had to a friend. That said, she would have choked the life out of me if I ever turned my back on her. The fact that she knows where I am, where I might be going, doesn't exactly delight me.
We will ask what she wants.
Nothing would surprise me. Maybe she wants to live up to her name and wrap a cord around my neck. Or maybe she just wants to say hello. I wouldn't have given her the time of day, but even I needed a laugh once in a while. What can I say? The bitch had good jokes.
Enough chatter. Your friend gave me 3 soul coins, said I could sell them if I wanted. But if I kept them for you, she'd consider it a favor owed.
Soul coins, huh? Those could come in handy.
So she just told us to never play with devils, so we'll say it's too risky.
Cambion, but you're right. Then again, they could really come in handy.
All right, so we'll go ahead and take them.
Sure. But she did have a condition. For every coin you take, you've got to hear the story of the soul trapped inside.
There you have it. Flo came all this way just to try to make me feel like shit. Clever use of her time. Memorized a bunch of sad stories on her behalf, did you?
Didn't need to. Your Flo did some devil woo-woo and stuck 'em in my head. Couldn't forget now if I wanted to. You want the coins or not?
We'll say we're not playing that game.
All right, suit yourself. Have a trade or whatever. Then, let's get out of here.
And we can see that she disapproves of it, even though she just told us not to.
And she said to let her have it her own way. You can take a look at the rest of my lot if you like. Got good weapons in search of a worthy wielder.
And we're going to exit out of the trade.
I hope you can handle what I've got.
And we'll talk to him again.
The absolute calls us all.
If you have coin, then show it.
And we'll say that his tone is asking for a beating.
Ah! Bark, bark, like a warg pup you are. The Absolute needs warriors for her crusade. But I see only weaklings in this place.
And we'll say we are the warrior he's looking for.
Prove it. Who's singing your name?
And we'll take the bard option. And get guidance here from Wyll.
Normally talk like that's empty. But there's something behind those words of yours. I can feel it. Want anything from my stash? You pay less than the rest.
And we'll ask what he's got. All right, so that moved his disposition way up here to 100. So everything's going to be substantially cheaper than it would have been. He's got these potions of angelic reprieve, right? This basically says that you fall down and you get the benefits of a short rest. You get your first and second level slots back. We'll take those. We've got some arrows, many targets. I think we've got quite a few of those. Yeah, quite a few of those. So we're okay on that. He's got hand crossbows. We've got enough of those. He's got a helm that increases our spell save DC by 1. We want that. It also does initiative, so that's really good for us. He's got a set of cloth armor that raises con up by 2 and also generates wrath. This is, again, sort of barbarian gear, but even with 2 more points of constitution, Karlach is still better off just wearing regular armor. He's got this Sentinel Shield, which increases initiative by 3 and grants advantage on perception. That's going to be great. We want the initiative and we want the perception. And he's got these gloves that will give us a +2 to melee weapon attack rolls when we're only using one weapon. That is not going to be great for us. We don't have anybody that's using one-handed melee weapons. This is something maybe that we would use if we were having Wyll be a sword-based warlock. He's also got this Big Boys Chew toy, which has an enlarge function built into it. We're not doing any of that stuff, so we won't be using it. And he's got this halberd, which gives you a bonus to initiative and perception checks. And you get an advantage when something tries to move away from you. So we'll buy the hat, the shield, and some potions.
Slaughter well, true soul.
And then we'll go talk to Roa Moonglow, who is back from Act 1.
Ah, a new face come to bask in the light of the Absolute. How can I be of service, true soul?
So we've met before, but we're just going to ask her about trading. And we'll take a look and see what she's got. She's got some potions. Galfa movement's pretty good. I think we've got some of those already. We'll look through her scrolls and see if there's anything that really jumps out at us. I don't see anything there. She's got this Drake Throat Glaive, which we can use to cast a spell on a weapon that causes the weapon to do a d4 of any elemental damage. That's really, really good. So this is something that we'll think about buying. She still has the Bow of Awareness from Act 1 that gives us a bonus to initiative rolls. We're not interested in dealing additional damage when we're hurt. We don't want to be hurt. Don't need the dagger, don't need the gold wormling staff, don't need a hunter's dagger. That's one. Don't need the monster-related glaive. Here is the near misser. So this weapon has a magic missile built into it, but the important part is that the damage itself is force damage rather than piercing damage. So you can see when we look at the damage next to the dice, instead of the gray color for piercing, it's the red color for force. We definitely want that. We've got a hat down here that gives us a +1 to ranged attack rolls and thrown attack rolls. That's going to be great for our party. This Armor of Devotion is for paladins. We don't need that. Not interested in chainmail, not interested in hide armor. This sharpened snare, curious. So we get to add our full dex modifier while we're wearing it. So if we have a character, this is very similar to the Wantai armor, but it's got 1 lower. And we have something where if we're trying to restrain someone, like an entangle or something, so this is meant for sort of druids. We don't have one currently, but it would be good for Halsin if he was in our group. We've got a poison ring. That's not going to be very handy. We've got the Ring of Spiteful Thunder, so that if we do thunder damage to a reverberating creature, it can get dazed. We don't really have a lot of use for that either. And we have the gloves that give us a bonus on unarmed attack rolls. We don't have a monk in the party, so that's not particularly going to jump out at us either. So looking through, looks all good. We can, however, grab a scroll of fireball, so we'll do that as well.
An honor, true soul.
All right. Now there's another vendor over here on the side through this door. but we want to take Asterion with us to do that, so we're going to pair off Wyll. He's already had his conversation with Mizora. We'll send him to camp.
Careful.
And we'll have Asterion go to the Moonrise Tower waypoint. And he's going to run in.
Still alive. So that's progress.
All right, so again, we don't want to go through this door, so be very careful where you're running and clicking. We'll take the one to the left. And we're going to talk to Araj.
Araj O'Blordra, trader in blood and the sanguineous arts. It is a pleasure to stand before a true soul, and your pale companion. I'd like to offer my services, if you're willing.
So we'll say we're listening.
Put plainly, I'd like your blood. A vial of true soul's blood, specifically. With one drop, I can brew a rather potent potion for you. The rest, I keep for myself.
Sure, let's do it.
Just a little prick, and it's all over. Close your eyes. There we are. All of your very best traits. In a bottle. Use it well. Although perhaps there's one more thing we could discuss. Your friend. He's a vampire, no? Or one of their spawn, at least.
Oh, don't worry. We're all friends under the Absolute. I won't bite.
Oh, I'd prefer if you did. I assume he belongs to you?
So when we give her our blood, by the way, we can do that with each character once every day, and then when we meet her again in Act 3, if she survives, then she'll have some explosives for each time that we did that. Here we have an opportunity to trade some influence with Asterion for a potion that will give us 2 permanent points of strength. That may seem really compelling, but we have the option of using potions here to give us a strength of 21, and in Act 3 we have potions that will take us to a strength of 27. So it's at best okay to get that stat boost. It is definitely not something that's like an absolute thing to do. Also, the change in Asterion's approval of us is not very large, so we can do either way. For the purposes of this run, I'll get the stat bonus. So we'll just say he's his own person.
I'm sure he really believes that. How utterly adorable. Do you have a name, Spawn?
Astarion, but hold on.
Good. Now, Astarion. I've dreamt of being bitten by a vampire since I was a young girl.
I'm sorry, you want to be bitten?
To feel your life's blood slipping away. To dance on the edge between life and death. Yes, I want it. I'll even compensate you. A potion of legendary power that forever increases the strength of the one who consumes it. It's not for sale, but it's yours if you bite me.
I will have to decline.
Excuse me? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and you're squandering it.
I gave you my answer.
Can't you talk some sense into your obstinate charge?
So we have several options here. If we want to support Asterion, we'll just say there's nothing more to discuss. To show you what the potion is like here, I will say that we're surprised.
I'm sorry, but could you excuse us a moment? Are you actually asking me to do this? Trading me for some potion? Because there's something wrong with her blood. I can smell it from here. It's rank.
So we'll say that a potion that's powerful could change our fates, and isn't that worth a bad taste?
I suppose you have a point.
I don't have all day, true soul.
Fine. I'll do it. Darling, I've had a sudden change of heart. After all, who could resist such a delectable neck? Hold very, very still.
Incredible. Incredible.
Oh, hells. Oh.
Not to your taste.
You're fetid, full of corruption.
I feel exquisite, though. So here's my part of the bargain. I hope you find it as satisfying as I found this. It was everything I imagined, and then more. I'll be able to put this to good use.
So this is the Potion of Everlasting Vigor, and it's a permanent +2 to strength. We'll talk to her again.
Welcome back, true soul.
And we'll say we want to trade.
I'm afraid I have quite enough for my purposes. From you, at least. If you know of any other true souls willing to aid my research, though, do send them my way.
All right, but we'll take a look and see what she's selling. And she's got a few items that we might be interested in here. So we've got a Potion of Speed. We'll get that. Some scrolls. I can't remember how many. We've got quite a few Dimension Door scrolls, so we're probably okay on that. The Circlet of Hunting isn't going to do us very much good. We don't have anyone that reliably casts Hunter's Mark. The Hat of Storm Science Power, very similar to the Hat of Fire Acuity. It's only 1 acuity, but thunder damage is really easy to aim, like Chain Lightning and stuff, so we can pick that up. The Robe of Exquisite Focus is a +1 to spell save DC. This is similar to the robe that Gale's wearing right now, which does the same thing from the Grimforge. She's got a Cloak, where if we've got a creature with Reverberation dealing damage to us, they make a save or get dazed. It's not very good. We have the Ring of Free Action, so when we put it on, we can't be paralyzed or restrained. We're going to buy that. And the Risky Ring, which gives us advantage on attack rolls, but disadvantage on saving throws. This is situationally amazingly good. So we're going to pick up that. And then these boots that, if we dash, grant us an Arcane Charge. Let's see what Arcane Charge does. And this is that while we're threatened, the affected person gets a +2 bonus to damage with spells, right? So if there's an opponent right next to us, we're going to do slightly more damage with spells. So might seem like it's intriguing. That's not going to be particularly good for us. And we'll buy the Smoke Powder Bomb. All right, so
Come back anytime.
those are our vendors, and if we swap to Karlak and go talk to her.
Araj O'Blordra, trader in all. Should you be interested, I have a particular offer I'd like to make. With 1 drop, I can brew a rather potent potion.
She says the same thing each time.
Just a little. There we are.
And we get another elixir of Tiefling Vice. We can have Asterion do it.
Welcome back, true soul. With 1 drop, I can brew a rather. Just a little. There we are.
And Elven Elegance, right? So let's take a look and see what these things do. So the Tiefling Potion gives us the ability to cast Thaumaturgy, Hellish Rebuke, Burning Hands, and Flame Blade once every long rest. It's okay at best. Elven Elegance gives us some additional movement speed and dark vision, and prevents us from being charmed. That's pretty good, so not being able to be charmed is very good. The human one gives us proficiency in skills, and that's the one that we're going to want to make sure that we get. So that is our vendors and stuff. So before we go exploring again, we're going to pop back to camp and switch out our party to do the more sort of physical aspects of exploration. So I'll catch you next time where we start exploring the tower in earnest. Thanks for watching. Bye.